everyone, it's Julia. I wanted to share with you today a project that I'm working on. Each year we do a quilt retreat, and there's a little gift beside their sewing machine when they come in, and they also get a ticket. And so I'm going to be sharing with you what I came up with. I wanted to ask you some questions. If any of you are in a sewing club or a quilting club, if you could tell me in the comments below how often you meet and what your meetings consist of. Do you have show and tell every time, or do you have a little demonstration? Do you have a mini class? I would really want some ideas on that. I'd really appreciate it. And another thing that I'm not really a quilter, but for some reason I got into this. I'm kind of working on some of the education for this club, and we are doing, every year we do a challenge project, and I am trying to get some ideas for a challenge project. So again, if any of you are in a little sewing or quilt club or anything like that, and you have a challenge project, if you could leave in the comments just some of your things that you have done in the past. I know that I mentioned this, I think, just in comments before, and a gal gave me a good idea about, and in her club they all had a tote bag and everybody got the same tote bag, and their challenge was to just use their creative brain and come up with something. And so everybody kind of started with the same thing, and just to see what everybody came up with, which I think it would be really fun. But if you can just give me some ideas, I don't think it necessarily has to be a quilt. I think it can be any sort of sewing project. The one that we're doing this year, which is going to be fun, and I will be doing a video on it, but we all just out of a hat drew a paint card, and we have to use that color in our project. And I'm going to be doing a mini wall hanging, and my color is kind of an obnoxious pink, but I'm going to work with it, and I think we're allowed to bring in one other color. So anyway, that is what I'm going to be working on in an upcoming video, so you can look forward to that. But if any of you have any ideas, I would love some help with this. And as you can see what I'm doing here, similar to a yo-yo, I just did some gathering around a circle. This circle happens to be about 4 inches. And I'm just stuffing it with some fiber fill. And the fiber fill I'm using is quite dense. It's not super fluffy. I'm just going to be working with this and just continuing with this little project. I do have a very old wooden spool there. I've been collecting these for years, and so I had this idea, and I said that I would be more than willing to make these because I had all these spools. There's 30 of them, I believe I have to make, 32, and so I think this is going to be a good project for a road trip. Just sitting in the passenger seat and just can be making these little puffs or whatever you want to call it. Now, this, similar to a yo-yo, I did not turn under the edge at all. You wouldn't need to for this because the edges aren't going to show at all. I did use a pretty sturdy double-stranded thread there because I'm pulling this quite tight and just doing it several times just to somewhat close up this hole. I'm just adding a little bit of hot glue to the top of this, and then we'll firmly just press this into place. I'm going to show you how I'm going to decorate these little pin cushions. First, going to be wrapping just a piece of lace, or I might use rickrack, maybe seam binding. And then I have these bulb pins and all these different colors. I'm going to just grab one that sort of matches the fabric, and then attach a craft button. These are wooden buttons. They're really cute. They have little painted images on them. I'll link these down below for you in case anybody else wants to make some of these. And then I've also found these pins with a butterfly. So they're flat pins, and they have these cute little butterflies on the top. So each one's going to get 3 of these pins. I'm going to add a couple more of the little buttons and stick that in there. And then I have these needle threaders. I thought, who doesn't need another needle threader? And this one has just a really bright colored flower at the end of it. And I'm going to use one of those pins and just dangle that needle threader on. And then the other pin is going to hold their ticket. And that's the grand prize for their grand prize. I just stuck this cute little ticket in there just so you can get the idea. I also make these book tags or bookmarks out of old quilts. And they say, our lives are like quilts, bits and pieces, joy and sorrow, stitched with love. And each one is also going to get one of those. And that'll be just sitting underneath the little mushroom pincushion. I hope you enjoyed this, everybody. And I hope you have a chance if you could comment and leave any input for me. I really appreciate it. Have a great week, everybody. Bye for now.